Are you ready for some fiery PulseChain updates, baby dolls? We are cranking on through the channel for PulseChain PLS, but I'm going to go through and show you why the network effect is still very much alive and strong. Everyone is still early to PulseChain. There are no listings yet from a tier 1 exchange. So yes, there's many things coming for PulseChain. We are not on Binance. We are not on Bybit. We're not on Coinbase. We're not on Kraken. We're on none of these places. You want to get stuff before they're on there, before the masses come in. I'm sure a lot of people, yes, you've been in the sacrifice for like 4 years. It's been a long time, but things are going to turn around. We're just waiting for the business cycle to continue. My friend MVS has done some big news updates to show you what's been going on in the crypto network called PulseChain. I just want to give you an idea, friends. That's how cheap, just to show you how cheap we are before we even crack on through, dude. Like, if you look at PulseChain PLS, friends, is 680 million market cap. It's a joke. It's not even 1 billion. And then if you go and look at, say, Cardanzo ADA is, where is it here? There you go. It's 27 billion. My gosh, man. So we are like, man, this is 27 billion for Cardanzo. Man, we are ridiculously undervalued. Wow, we are 39x away to flip them. 39x. That's an enormous gap, and I think we will close it. I think I can't wait. And check out what's been happening. So, friends, this $1 million debate has gone viral. This challenge done from Rectum. So, RectumRishel, he's blocked me, blocked a lot of people in PulseChain community. So, RectumRishel he said he's gonna give out $1 million if anybody dares to challenge Richard Heart to a debate. We don't know why it's been like that, because Richard hasn't indicated to anyone publicly he actually wants a debate now or anything. I guess what we're waiting for, friends, is the clown nose Interpol honk to be removed. So it's in the works of getting removed. It's going to get removed soon. I don't know how soon. Remember, the clown nose Interpol, the red notice, which is bogus, it was relying on the SEC winning. The SEC have lost. Richard Heart defeated the SEC, top 5% of victories. So, and by the way, if there was a debate as well, it's good that, everyone's excited. It's just what would he talk about? The normal crypto decentralization stuff and everything out here. People, when they come in, they want to see a spectacle for gains and stuff. So, maybe he does come back, but we need to see more Cranky G price action as well. If Pulse is able to rocket up here and do amazing things, hopefully Hex is above 10, 15, 25 cents. That'll be nice for everyone to see. Just to give you an idea of what it would look like. This is Hex, right? P-Hex, friends. P-Hex is a P token, despite Public Richard maybe saying P tokens are poop. This is a P token, P-Hex. So if P-Hex got back to 10 cents, right, it would be nice off the low, and then people could then speculate, its counterpart was 50 cents in 2021. So it still feels like it's moving in the right direction, but also you're early enough. In other news as well, which happened recently, right? PulseChain sacrifice wallet Ethereum holdings. So there was the Ethereum Strategic Reserve website made by a gentle sir. And the website is Strategic ETH Reserve out here. Now, what's happened is they don't have PulseChain on it yet, but he said it's going to be added in a week or two. And PulseChain will be literally the second biggest, friends. We have 170,000 Ethereum. It's actually bigger than Coinbase. Man, that's wild, dude. Coinbase, friends. Coinbase only have 137,000 ETH for themselves. Interesting. Also, this Golem Foundation, they raised that when Ethereum was cheap. Oh my gosh, it's been 9 years ago. 2016 or whatever it was, for 2017 cycle. And they've just held it the whole time. I don't even know what they're doing for it. With it. That's wild. They're just one of these weird things that just never gets talked about in crypto. They just hold all this ETH and just waiting for it to go up. And yeah, I wonder if they'll make the investors whole. We don't know as well what Richard's going to do with that Ethereum for PulseChain. A lot of people think they're just going to get a payout and they can dump. But I don't know about that. That's why it makes it a bit interesting. If pDAI was involved and he owned a lot of the pDAI, it makes it interesting because then they can control a lot of the things about where things move. But we don't know. It's a game of chess, right? We'll see. Epic Spaces showcase PulseChain's rising star. So there are Twitter Spaces being done regularly from the PulseChain community. All the videos I've done, friends, are I say, 5,000 of the highest value content videos. No. 5,100 of the highest value content cryptos. That is cracker. See, and all the spaces that everything's been coming out to do, friends, just showing you like Cardanzo didn't have this in 2020. Cardanzo had Chico Crypto, FUD hating it, and Ethereum Maxi writing articles about how it's never going to succeed. Okay, that's what I had. But they didn't have what the streaming, the multiple conferences, the constant Twitter spaces. Like, it's just epically huge what we have. It's just, I really do think we're going 100 billion market cap, man. 100 to 200 billion in that zone for PulseChain. That means all the core coins do 50x from here. There's going to be some ratio moves. Obviously, I'm hoping I'm on the conservative side for that, so we'll see. Roller skating party rocks PulseChain. So I've just got it up here. I didn't actually see this. This is awesome. 2 years PulseChain anniversary roller skating jam. That's awesome. That's wonderful, man. So DJ Cryptomatic, well done. Yeah, because PulseChain did turn 2 in this month of Marwai. Remember, friends, in 2023, when PulseChain was first around, some suspicious things happened, right? So MakerDAO, they made Spark Protocol. They released it on May 9th. A day later, whatever, we took the snapshot. Then pDAI gets minted and we launched. So yeah, it's been 2 years since that critical, pivotal moment. And here we are today. Yeah, and by the way, you know, if you're measuring something by like the gains in terms of like, you're probably thinking like, you know, why haven't we gone up more? You know why. I've told you thousands of times, the business cycle. The business cycle has been depressed and down, opposite of up for a very, very, very long time. We're waiting for this business cycle to go up above 52, all right? PMI below 50, trash. 50 and below, trash. We need above 52. We need it up, accelerating. And then we actually have, you know, the confidence returning to the rest of the world, and they will come and buy altcoins. And that's why you need a powerful megaphone like everybody in PulseChain has. Jason AI Williams. So this is an interesting one, friends, because a Bitcoin Maxi, so this dude, I think is an actual billionaire. To show you, going parabolic. So Jason AI Williams, going parabolic. I think he's an actual billionaire. I think he bought Bitcoin early. Yes. So I'm not exactly sure on the status. A lot of you guys actually do follow him and know about him. I don't. But yeah, he made a Richard Hart post, which is very, very interesting. And it's right here, right? He goes, Richard Hart is the smartest person I've ever met in crypto. All the people that took a lap calling him a scammer are lol. So if he just put the first comment, it might look like a troll where he goes, he's the smartest person in crypto. But then the second comment is like, it's not a joke, where he says, all the people that took a lap calling him a scammer are low. It's basically saying, if you went around telling everybody he's a scammer and like you actually are celebrating, yes, very interesting. And then I replied, Jason, you're about to get 5,000 soy boy messages for that post. So he will, from obviously the Bitcoin maxis and stuff out. He's like, no. Interesting. Quick and fun fact for you, friends. This is your friend Tommy post here. Richard Hart has more Bitcoin than Saylor's personal stash, over 22,000 BTC. Richard Hart has more Ethereum than Vitalik, over 240,000. Richard Hart got top 5% of victory results against SEC. And most importantly, PulseChain core coins are all dirt cheap. You can consider it a cult like Cardanzo, but underpriced by 25x. They are all dirt cheap. Here are some links to some aggregators out here. Some friendly information as well, friends. If you're using PulseChain, use an aggregator because there's always like a random bug or something with like your wallet and PulseX. Remember, the aggregator searches everything. You can use 9x.9mm.pro. It's awesome. 9x.9mm.pro. Also, pulseswap.io. Wonderful as well. You could use Piteas, app.piteas.io. I think there's another one. I'm forgetting all the names, friends. I apologize. But there's a lot of great useful material and sources out here. Knowledge. Here's Richard Hart. And of course, here's Richard Hart's latest video. Some more cracking news of things that happened. PulseChain ignites sales. So how to buy Pulse.com smashes a record. $210,000 in fresh fiat flooding into support to help the lifeblood of the system. Yeah, because we want more liquidity rails, right? We build all this stuff ourselves. That's what PulseChain's all about. Gerardo and Jimrat Cryptos, glorious return. I did watch this, so welcome back to you guys. Starting streams. Everyone's trying to get into the groove of it again. Yeah, it's very tough when the prices go down and no one's really too excited to celebrate about what's cranking, but we'll celebrate a bit. Now, also, the highest of stakes has dropped new Richard Hart footage previously unseen. So they have rumors of the highest of stakes part 2. Now, just as to cover stuff out here, I mean, like, you know, with I heard, I don't know if it's true, okay, but yeah, I guess when RectumRishel blocks me, you invite stuff like this, just throw it out in the open. I heard, please confirm, you guys were saying, multiple people have been saying that Rectum paid money for the first Highest of Stakes movie not to include Dr. Hexologist. I don't know if someone made that up, okay? I don't know if someone made that. That's what everyone was saying. And then they said something like, I think Dr. Hexologist may have replied. I forgot. But he said something like, no, it was more to do with the privacy as well, or I wouldn't have done it anyway. I don't know. That's why there's controversy out here with these. But like if you're sitting on the sidelines, it's human stuff. Don't worry. The human stuff, it sorts itself out, okay? PulseChain PLS is going to succeed. I guess this is footage here of the new footage. Dr. Hexologist, just for your information. Even when you get the 5 million, they don't open up subscription for 6 months after you play. Let's see.
This here is a party room. It's enough space to host a big party, have a lot of people dancing. I love to dance. This is a stripper pole here. The dudes on the stripper pole usually don't look so good. Girls, much better looking. But we have parties. When I have parties, people want to have fun, and so dress up, right? Dressed up like Snow White or Nurse or Dracula or whatever, you know, you could have more fun, party harder. This one's really cool. This is like a super...
So just going through the stripper stuff out here.
Use that leg anyway. My God! Just dropped a giant plank of wood on my foot. Whew. After the stream, I'll go straight to the hospital. There's some people that don't really care about you. I care about you. I want you to do well. These guys that are deleting channels, I'm communicating with you. We're having a consensual, awesome relationship. Someone jumps in the middle and is like, nope, no more talking. Censorship. Hey man, First Amendment. Freedom of speech, freedom of movement, freedom of assembly, First Amendment.
Very fitting as well, because we're just literally seeing the US government and the evil banks trying to crush all our souls with the genius StableCoin Act. They're trying to make stablecoins illegal if you don't have a $1 back in the US bank account. But that's why, friends, we are... The pDAI narrative on PulseChain, my gosh, just I can't tell you. This is like, friends, it's a Satoshi moment. Like, for Satoshi's like, oh, government, there's a big problem here, man. You guys keep debasing currency. I'm going to give people tech that you can't stop. Yeah? If this pDAI thing plays out, if, remember, it went to zero twice, it can go to zero and stay there again for the third time. But if it plays out, my gosh, it would be... Richard Hart, then it's a Satoshi Nakamoto moment. Like, hey, government, right? Friend, this is bigger than Ethereum, because Ethereum just used the Bitcoin technology stuff, but they can't stop it. Decentralization, you know, they added more functionality to it. But if this happens, man, if it happens, it's like, hey, you can't actually stop this stablecoin because it trades on a decentralized chain, and we are the oracle. Which means it's basically trading on the Uniswap pool. That's what we mean by that. It doesn't mean like, hey, it's $1 to me. No, not like that, right? But that's why it'll be wild. More news as well. 9mm DEX's multi-chain ventures. So 9mm DEX, friends, they've been expanding to Coinbase, Sonic, Ethereum, other chains out here. Remember, 9mm, proud supporters and friends of like Tangang and everything out here, made by Deva. So... remember, 9x.9mm.pro is a great aggregator. Remember, it's not the DEX, actual aggregator out here. So 9mm exchange as well. It's a Uniswap v3 DEX out here. Just one of them, few on PulseChain. Everything's cool. Everything's got their own tang and flavor, different types of personalities, just with different groups of PulseChain. That's why it really is becoming a big city, man. It's not a cult. You know, a cult like everyone's like, you know, one type, but like it's growing bigger. You know, there's different types of people who like you know, like Richard Hart on different levels, or like decentralization on different levels. People who think differently. We have like conservatives, Republicans, you know, Democrats. You know what I mean? There's like all walks of life coming. That's you growing bigger and bigger. That's the city getting big. That's what you want, right? It's not about just these human, you know, just disagreements and stuff out here. You want meme cult religion. Okay, when you ascend the cult, it becomes like religion. There's an answer for everything. Which means you have everyone in the chain. Check this out as well. OG Web Chef unleashed a massive ecosystem update on May 15 with his migration of all these tokens moving around, printing and optimizing for stability, boosting long-term gains. So a lot of people are building stuff on the chain, but obviously, like, look, with this stuff and like this yield and liquidity, and there's no real trick to these. The trick is the business cycle. Okay, so all of these things that are being built, the demand for them gets soaked up when the business cycle turns around. And if the business cycle is low now, which is what it is, there's literally nothing we can do. But like no one's leaving, so it's kind of like you and I, you know, we've got our soccer ball, and you've got your water bottle, and you're just like waiting outside for it to stop raining. Like we're waiting under the porch or whatever. We're like, you know, like we're just ready to go. As soon as it stops raining, eventually we're just ready to go onto the pitch and play, right? pDAI community's resilience shines. On May 11th, pDAI surged 532% from its FUD-driven lows, defying hate and pushbacks. Sami rallies the community against misinformation, fueling a move towards a peg. Of course, very controversial on that. Let's check it out right here. Here's pDAI. It's got, where would it recover the caddy FUD? Here, it's about 50% move. Recovering Maria FUD is 0.005 up here. And then recovering pretty much just like back to 1 cent is up here. So, yeah, it's not long to go to recover caddy FUD. It's only like 40%. And then Maria's FUD, 2.2x, and then back to 1 cent would be like 4.7x. So yeah, that would be monstrously huge. Like you got, oh, friends, we're gonna get. It's gonna be really, really, really loud if this happens. Oh my gosh, because Maria FUD, Richard Hart FUD, Caddy FUD, all of it is gone if we just get back to this 0.005 part. So it's about a 2.2x, and then you know. That's why you don't even need them. You don't even need the target's so high. You don't even need it to get there, dude. It's literally, it's 50x to 10 cents. It's just, you don't get this, man. You know, like Bitcoin, right? If you buy Bitcoin now, you need it to go to $13 million or you're not retiring. Exactly. If it stops at 250K, you get nowhere. Yeah, wouldn't have not been nice to buy BTC with me when I was buying it 6K, 5K, 4K, 3K. Back, you know, not like it was 3,150. That was the low at the end of 2018 into beginning of 2019. Wouldn't you have liked that? Yeah, we can't go rewind time, can you? So you got to take on more risk. What's the risk? The risk that there's unknowns. There are a lot of unknowns here. That's why I give you the highest value content in crypto, uncovering that. I'm like, hey, there's a lot of FUD. A lot of people saying these things are gonna like die forever, but I'm just come on, bro. The coin went to zero twice, Habibi Albi. It went to zero once here, there you go, giant banana to the moon. It went to zero twice, and look at this. It went to zero on the second time, and it's just... What's it gonna take? More news, Ink Toshi farms incognito yield revolution. So more of the Ink tokens coming out here, offering yield and deflationary stuff out here. Remember, these all, friends, you know, we just use the words derivatives. They're like, you know, all of them are Slingshot leverage on whatever their core and their base celebratory coin wants to be. I guess this will be like Ink, and Ink is obviously relying on Pulse. Pulse is relying on Ethereum. Ethereum is relying on the business cycle. And there you go. You know, we just need all the traffic lights to pretty much hit together. President Trump's one big, beautiful bill. A massive tax bill needs critical agreement. Speaker Mike Johnson wants a legislation with permanent tax cuts to boost GDP growth. So yeah, the government doing what the government does. You know, print, stimulate, do everything out here. Crypto Coffee and Amit launched a Top Hat farm. So it's one of these, I think it was like a pump fund coin. I forgot one of these tokens. Yeah, man, go for it. Like, I'm sure like it's not controversial anymore to talk about memes. Like it was when I was talking about them a year and a half ago. But now Richard likes them. I guess it's like, hey, I guess, you know, if you can, because you got to think about it, friends. Like I was even saying, this is what I was saying a year and a half. Okay. Well, people want memes, okay? So if you don't supply them with a meme, they're going to look elsewhere. So it's kind of like, okay, do you want the mind share of the meme or do you want zero mind share for your chain? Because there's no like world where you get to sit the meme people down and go, hey, do you want hex yield? Have this, look at this Ink token. The logo's pretty green, isn't it? Right? Do you want real yield, real utility, real DeFi, PulseX? How about PulseChain? Like they don't care. It's just not working. It's not working. We need the business cycle up, right? So I guess it's a way to get people in. That's also a good thing that Pulse PLS is being burned on Pump Fund and Pump Ties. Friends, we know it's a casino at this point. You know, I'm kind of glad. I'm glad, like we all know, dude, we know it's a straight casino. Like if you lose money, you just know what you're asking for, right? It's like when I get decimated, I already told you, like, guys, like it's so risky, man. You just can't do anything. But now I think we've seen Pump Fund has previously helped vomit out, got everything out of everyone's system. Like we're just totally aware of it now. which I guess it's good. It is good, right? It's kind of like, friends, like maybe one day you blessed you're a parent and your kid's going to be drinking, right? And, you know, you want to tell them, okay, maybe some religions, there's no alcohol, but in most societies, you know, there is going to be some drinking and indulging. And how are you going to teach your son and daughter, look, I know you just really want to get sloshed. What do you do, right? Because I had a friend, can't remember who it was. One of my friends out here, one of their kids, I forgot when. Maybe it was not my friend. Maybe it was a friend of a friend or someone out here. But they had kids who were growing up. Maybe they were like 16 or something, right? A bit too young to drink alcohol. I don't even know. And what they did was they got drunk with like their whatever son or daughter or whatever at home. But they got them sloshed. And then they didn't want to do it again, that level ever again. So the parents succeeded. So their kid, like, yeah, it wasn't like, hey, they got it all out of their system at home. And they woke up like, ugh, like what is this seedy feeling? Because they're just not used to that, right? And like you're drinking with your parent, you know what I mean? Like so it was very interesting. I still remember this from many years ago that worked. Now I'm not saying all these strategies are going to work, but, you know, just vomiting it out of the system so you see what it really is. Obviously not to say like never participate, don't have fun, but like that's what you're walking into. You gotta know what you're walking into, right? So you actually, it's stuck in your mind. I think it's interesting as well, just for meme coins and everything out here, because these network effects, man, like friends, we try really hard, but just people like, you know what? I don't like the color blue today. I like purple. Sell this coin, buy this coin. So it's, you know, it's the reality we deal with. I saw Mr. Tangent talking about this coin here. Your mom token has launched on PulseChain. Yeah, really cool. Out here, everyone's trying this. You understand everything's a ticker in a word. Just seeing how these network effects are. I wish all of these luck. We all want us to succeed. We all do succeed if PLS goes up. Crown token reigns supreme on PulseChain. The Crown token, king and crown. You guys see everyone's doing like, you know, bonding and liquidity stuff out here. And it's probably also because we saw success with PTGC. They had like a nuclear, like a freaking 40,000x run. So, you know, that's what people do. When something gets successful, everyone tries to copy elements of it. That's why one of the funniest things, fans, do we still have the polka dollar? It's so cute. Because of pDAI hitting 3 cents at the end of last year, someone in the poker center, there's a polka dollar. I think, did you guys send me in my wallet? I forgot. I saw it somewhere. Do I have a bit in like my public wallet? It was so cute. It's a Pokemon dollar. It's like copying the pDAI thing. Like, hey, let's get to $1 ourselves. But I think like it's obviously infinitely smaller to do it. So it just see how it just inspires everyone. We're like, oh, I want to like make a note of this. So I think pDAI will be so successful that someone's going to try this in another form later on. Like Justin's son or something. Because they don't think like you and me. Like, they all want glory and respect because they've all got money. Yeah, they've all got money. They're all billionaires, right? So it's like, okay, how can I get people to like really love and respect me, like take up my respect level, reputation higher? That's what they're looking, they're soaking for that. Because that's what you have to do. I mean, like, what else are you going to optimize? Right? Because you already got like, if you have like $4.4 billion, you literally don't give a shit about making an extra 8 million. You know what I mean? But making an extra 8 million to you right now is like, you got to beat the trade, you got to do all these things. So yeah, it's just a different world, but different paradigm. We'll see how it plays out. So as you get to see, PulseChain, vibrant, bullish. A lot of things happening out here. PulseX as well, friends, ready to go up. Ready to go up. This is a weekly chart. It's so ready. I won't be surprised if this PulseX to Pulse ratio hits 2.0 to 1. It's literally just doing this chart. It's purely deflationary. PulseChain, very, very cheap. Been cheap for a freaking long time. I know. Hopefully the business cycle gets a crank up soon. Thank you to my friend MVS. Like, subscribe, belly button on. Catch you soon.